Hello, my Life with Crypto brothers and sisters. Welcome to another Money Monday live training. For today's topic, I'll discuss picking quality crypto exchanges. This subject was requested by one of our group members, so if you want a topic covered on one of our Money Monday trainings, just let me know. Okay, let's get started with today's training. So today I'm going to share 8 key factors to consider when choosing a centralized crypto exchange. I will not discuss decentralized exchanges in this training because the key factors are very different. Let's start by discussing how to find a list of possible centralized exchanges to choose from. I'm only going to talk about spot exchanges and not futures or derivative exchanges. And spot exchanges are what most of us will be using. And spot exchange just means that we're trading the spot price, which is just the current price. So to find potential exchanges, I like to go to CoinMarketCap, and sometimes I go to CoinGecko, and I check out the exchange scores that those places have given to maybe the top 20 exchanges. And I like to start with CoinMarketCap because CoinGecko seems to be a bit more generous with their scoring. So since I can't figure out how to share my browser and my Word document at the same time using this software, I just took a screenshot of CoinMarketCap to show you the top 5 exchanges listed there right now. And what I'm talking about with the exchange score is that column right here that shows that Binance rates at 9.9, Coinbase exchange rate is rated currently at 8.2, Kraken at 7.8, Binance US at 7.1, and KuCoin at 7.0. Now, in the comments section of after I get done with this training, I will actually put the links here that I'm talking about so that you guys can go to them later. And I want you to notice that the ratings have a score number and they also have a color code. You can't see the other color code, but they're green or orange. And I would personally only use an exchange that has a green color code and avoid the orange colored scores. And I think the orange one started right around 6.0. So here's how CoinMarketCap ranks the exchanges. This is what they use to come up with their scoring. CoinMarketCap ranks and scores exchanges based on the following factors, and I got this straight from their website. They use the web traffic to the exchanges in question, they use average liquidity, they use trading volume, and they determine whether they're confident in the volume that is reported by the exchange. Is it legitimate or not? Weights are assigned to the factors mentioned above, and a score from 0 to 10 is given to the spot exchange. Once you've selected a couple exchanges, you'll first need to determine whether that exchange serves the country where you live. But before I get into that, I want to just share that I did find a great website that will discuss how the average liquidity is calculated on CoinMarketCap. I can't remember if I actually put that in this training down below. If I didn't, I'll make sure I include those website addresses in the comment section of the training. So as I mentioned, once you've selected a couple exchanges you think you're interested in, you first have to find out if they even serve U.S. customers. And it's very unfortunate, but because of the SEC and regulations that have been created by U.S. government regulators, many international exchanges have decided not to do business with U.S. customers. It just makes it easier for them. Why should they bother with U.S. customers if a good chunk of their customers are international? They didn't lose out much of customers by cutting us out. Their business seems to be doing fine. So it's very unfortunate, and the reason it's unfortunate for me is because one of my favorite exchanges is Binance. And I used to have an account on Binance years ago, but they eventually disabled it because I live in the US. Even though I use a VPN, I've been able to access some exchanges because of my VPN, but with Binance, I was not able to continue with my account there, even using my VPN. So if you want to try an exchange that says they don't support U.S. customers, you're welcome to try a VPN account. a virtual private network. It won't get you in trouble or anything if you try it. If they figure out that you are a U.S. citizen, they may then shut down your account. So after Binance shut down U.S. citizens' accounts, they opened Binance.us. And I haven't yet opened an account on Binance.us, but I do plan to. And the reason I plan to is if Coinbase is going to force us into a monthly subscription fee in order to be able to use their platform, I will have to find other places to be able to make trades using fiat. The U.S. version of Binance, the exchange seems to be okay, what little bit I've looked at so far, but I truly will miss having access to expanded markets like on Binance International. They have a great selection of crypto coins and they have excellent liquidity. So if you're able to create an account on Binance, I highly recommend them. However, you might notice on the list above that Binance.us still scores as number 4 on the list. So they're still considered a high quality exchange. They just don't have as much liquidity. You can see here the average liquidity number is less than their international version. And it's less than Coinbase and it's less than Kraken, but it's still in the top 5. So I think it's a perfectly acceptable exchange. Okay, where am I here? So when it comes to picking a crypto exchange, I personally like to make it easy on myself. And I just stick with the top 5 exchanges that I showed in that screenshot just now. But if you want to consider other exchanges that are not in the top 5, here's the kinds of things that you'll want to research about the exchanges in question. And I've got a list of 8 things here. So the first thing you want to check out, in my opinion, is ease of use. If you're a newer investor like I was years ago, I was so happy that I started with Coinbase because it was such an easy platform to use. Now, as I'll talk more about later, one of the drawbacks to its ease of use was the expense of doing a trade. They are one of the most expensive platforms to use, but they can get away with that because they cater to new users and the platform just makes it really easy. So, newer investors may want to choose an exchange with a more straightforward user interface like Coinbase, while experienced traders will have more choices. So good beginner platforms that I've researched that I think are good for beginners are Coinbase, Binance, Gemini, and Kraken. And for more experienced traders, you can try Coinbase One. I think it's actually called Coinbase Coinbase One, and later on in this training, I've got the right name for it because Coinbase just recently did away with Coinbase Pro, or else they're in the process of. I've used Coinbase Pro for years. It's the one I chose and I like to use because their fees were much less than the Coinbase.com platform. But unfortunately, it's going away and they've called it something else. I can't remember what they called it. So that's a good choice for experienced traders. And it'll be available on the Coinbase.com platform. But they call it something different and you may have to upgrade your account. It's still kind of new, so I'm not sure. Another good platform for experienced traders is Bitfinex, Kraken Pro, which I also use, Bybit, which I currently created an account, but I haven't used it yet, and Bitstamp. So after ease of use, you want to look at the liquidity of the exchange. There should be plenty of activity on the exchange, known as volume, so that you can buy and sell when you want to buy and sell. Low liquidity means there's less trading during volatile markets, which volatile markets means big up and down swings, means that you pay more for your trade. I'll say that again. Low liquidity, when the markets are really volatile, means that you might pay more for a trade. And the reason is because of slippage, and I'm not going to go into that more complex topic right now. So here's how CoinMarketCap calculates their average liquidity, which is what I showed in the chart above. They have a score under liquidity now. It's not just a number. It's a number that they calculate based on certain criteria, and this is the criteria that they use. The liquidity score is a single number. Like I said, it ranges from 0 to 1,000, with 1,000 reflecting the most liquid of markets and 0 is the most illiquid market. As you might have already guessed, the higher the score, the more liquid the market. The lower the score, the less liquid the market. Liquidity score emphasizes the importance of monitoring slippage, which is a more complex topic that I'm not going to go into right now, but in general, slippage is the difference between the asking price and the selling price, sometimes known as the bid-ask spread. So let's just jump up here real quick, and I want to show you one more time this is a screenshot from CoinMarketCap. This column here is average liquidity, and the higher the liquidity means the more trading that is going on that platform, and the less issues you'll have with things like slippage. Okay, the next item on our list are markets and coins. When you're selecting an exchange, you want to make sure that they support the markets and the coins that you're interested in. So markets might mean, does BTC trade with USDT, or does Bitcoin trade with USDT? You want to make sure you have pairs that you're interested in trading. So does the exchange offer trading pairs that you want? And most exchanges will have the most popular coins listed, like Bitcoin and Ether and ADA and Binance Coin and many, many others that are popular. You may have to try a smaller exchange if you're looking for a more exotic trading pair that has lower liquidity. And that's how I actually came to open my account on KuCoin. I had to replace Binance, and KuCoin became my US version, if you will, of Binance. So I use KuCoin for some more of the exotic pairs that I can't find other places. The next thing you want to consider when choosing an exchange is security. And that should be a no-brainer, but it's very difficult to tell how secure an exchange is. That's the reason I like to stick with the top 5 or so that are listed on CoinMarketCap, because I'm pretty confident that they have security in place, because those exchanges have all been around for years. As you may already know, many exchanges have experienced security issues in the last few years. So the exchange you use must have adequate security in place. Remember, sending coins to a centralized exchange means you're trusting them with your money. Investors end up empty-handed if an exchange gets hacked or an employee steals the coins, which unfortunately both have happened. Not necessarily to those top 5 exchanges. Well, maybe they have. I haven't researched whether they've ever been hacked or not, but I still trust those top 5. While no exchange is 100% secure, exchanges that have been around the longest and have experienced the least amount of problems are a good choice. Like I said, that's why I choose the top 5. So here's some very simple things that you can inquire about by doing research on particular exchanges. Check to see if the exchange offers 2-factor authentication. I know Coinbase uses this. I can't remember all the exchanges that use it, but I know Coinbase uses it. Also, you can look for complex captchas. I know KuCoin uses that strategy. And you also want to make sure that they use cold storage wallets for all their customer deposits that aren't being traded. I know this happens on KuCoin because KuCoin actually you get 2 accounts on KuCoin. One's your trading account and one's like your deposit account. So the deposit account is in cold storage, your trading account is in a hot wallet. So that's a little bit about what to look for security. You can also look at reputation. Exchanges that have been around a while, they have a reputation for what they're best known for, which isn't necessarily a good thing. For example, Coinbase has a reputation for being very expensive, and they're also known for being very slow and can even be shut down during highly active markets. When there's a bull run going and there's just a ton of trading going on, it's very unfortunate, but there have been many times that Coinbase has gone down, and this has been a major complaint. So that's why it's good to have actually more than one exchange that you use, just in case one of them isn't working when you really need to make a trade. But Coinbase is also known for their beautiful user interface. It's the reason I started there, and it's the reason why I like to send almost all new traders, new crypto enthusiasts there, because it's a very easy platform to use, and they have a reputation for being easy to use. They have a wonderful Learn to Earn program, which I've used, and I've gotten some free crypto by going through their Learn to Earn. So it's not a bad platform. You just have to know what to expect. Binance has an excellent reputation for being very innovative and having a very robust platform. So I consider reputation a very subjective thing to look into, but it doesn't hurt to, Google the internet and see what other people think. The next factor on my list here are trading fees. Now, this is a very important one. And fees are a hidden cost of trading. Exchanges make their money from their trading fees. And Coinbase, as I mentioned, is known for high trading fees, while Coinbase Pro was known for having much lower trading fees, which is why once I got more comfortable with trading in crypto, I started using Coinbase Pro and not using Coinbase.com. Unfortunately, Coinbase Pro is in the process of going away, like I mentioned earlier, and it is being replaced with what Coinbase is now calling advanced trade. So apparently Coinbase.com is making available the advanced trading tools that we had in Coinbase Pro for Coinbase Pro users on Coinbase.com. It's a bit confusing. It's still new, so I'm still figuring it out. So if anybody in our Facebook group has any comments on Coinbase or Coinbase One and Coinbase Advanced Trade, feel free to leave some comments for all of us. And right now, it's really unknown what the trading fees will be for this thing that they're calling advanced trade. And as I mentioned, they're changing the accounts to Coinbase One accounts. My account was apparently changed when I went and looked at it, and under the settings, they've changed it to being called a Coinbase One account. And many people have mentioned that Coinbase One accounts require a monthly subscription. Well, so far, I have not been charged a monthly subscription, but I'm keeping an eye out for it to see if that is coming down the pike. Now, for active traders, their flat monthly subscription of $30 a month is going to be a great deal. But for occasional traders, like I don't do much trading on Coinbase.com anymore. I don't need to onboard very much fiat anymore. So it's really unclear whether a monthly subscription is going to be required of all Coinbase users or just Coinbase One users or what. Well, as I find out more, I will post it on our Facebook group. Now, I have a great website that I found here that talks a lot about exchange fees, and I will post that in the comment section of this training so that if you're interested, you can go take a look at what this website has to say. It's a really good overview of trading fees. It was done in 2021, but I still feel like it's pretty accurate. The next thing to consider when looking for an exchange are there any limits on what you can deposit or what you can withdraw? Some exchanges charge fees for deposits and or withdrawals, and deposit fees vary based on the type of deposit, but are less common than withdrawal fees. Not all exchanges, or very few exchanges that I've seen actually, charge you a fee for making a deposit. Of course not. They want you to put your money on their exchange. But some of them actually have a separate fee when you go to withdraw your money. I'm very happy to say that the exchanges that I've used over the years don't have a separate withdrawal fee that I've seen. So, and I've used Qcoin, I've used Bittrex, I've used Coinbase, and I've used Binance. And I don't recall seeing any separate withdrawal fees on those platforms. If I'm wrong, feel free to post a comment in Facebook, because some of you may have more experience with those other exchanges than I do. Most exchanges don't have a minimum deposit requirement. However, many exchanges limit how much money a user can withdraw and or how often you can withdraw it. So it's worth finding out how your exchange handles deposits and withdrawals. For example, I know on Coinbase, if I make a deposit from my bank account of cash into Coinbase, into a cash account, US dollars, and I go make a purchase of Bitcoin or Ether or something, they'll hold those coins for several days. Usually, I think it's been anywhere from 3 to 5 days that they'll hold my coins until they're satisfied that they've received the money from my bank account. So that is a withdrawal limit of a sort, if you will. I know Crypto.com They have some kind of a 2-day withdrawal limit. You put stuff in, you can't take it out for 2 days. If you put in a new wallet address, they make you wait at least 2 days before you can withdraw to that address. Now, I know a lot of users of crypto.com complained about that restriction, and so they may have recently changed it. You'll want to check because things are constantly changing in crypto. The last item on my list of factors when you're trying to choose a good crypto exchange is support. And unfortunately in crypto, it's of course essential to get support, but in crypto, you may just not get it. Crypto is still the wild, wild west, unfortunately, and it can be very difficult to get support from an exchange. Coinbase has a history of not providing very good support. I haven't had to use Coinbase's support, but the research I showed me that they'd actually got sued for not providing good support, and maybe it's gotten better over the years. I'm not sure. If any of you have experience with that, please leave a comment. Binance, I was surprised to find out, also has a history of not providing good support. If you've had personal experience with Coinbase or Binance support, I'd love it if you'd leave us a comment and let us know what your experience has been. Kraken is one of the best. They offer 24/7 live chat that actually works. I think I've actually used Kraken's chat line for support and got a great response. And Qcoin has actually been good for me, which I was really surprised. When I needed help from Qcoin, I sent an email and it took a few days, I think, but they actually got back to me within a few days and helped solve my problem. So I find it surprising that, the smaller exchanges are giving better support than the larger exchanges, but it is what it is. And here's another great web page that I found that's offers great detail on crypto exchanges and their support. This is a great website I found. Again, this was done in late 2021, but I still think that the content is very accurate and very useful. So I'll be sure to put that link also in the comment section of this training. So I really hope that you found today's training helpful. As with most crypto topics, there's a lot to unpack. And in these Money Monday trainings, I'm just giving you a general overview of things to look for in these very complex topics. So I hope you found the training helpful. If you have questions, specific questions about what we went over today, I'd be happy to try to answer those. And I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. You can leave a question in the comment section, or feel free to DM me directly if you want to ask a question that way. And if you enjoyed today's training, I love it if you put a 1 in the comments. That way I know you're listening. And if you have questions or comments about something you'd like a training on in the future, please feel free to let me know. I really appreciate you joining me today. I look right into the camera there. I don't do that very much because I'm always reading my content here. I like to read it so I don't forget what I want to say. I really appreciate you joining me. I'll see you all next week. Bye for now.